What's up, everybody? Today I'm be installing a clutch kit on my 2023 Polaris General XP1000 side-by-side. I purchased a kit from Gilomen Innovations, and it's a new belt, the spring, a new helix, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to walk y'all through it on how to do it and tell you what I think about the progress. Hope y'all enjoy. This is a clutch kit by Gilomen Innovations. I purchased the kit, which I'll show you in a second what's all in it. I got the rollers to get rid of the square pucks. I went with the rollers. Came with a koozie. Awesome. I also got the Gilomen Innovation diamond core belt. So put that on their new belt, clutch kit, everything. All right, let's look and see what everything is in the box. We have instructions. We have two different primary springs. We have a green and a purple. If you look on the instructions right here, highlighted in yellow is what they recommend for my vehicle. I told them where I live, which is South Louisiana, type of riding I do, and so forth. And that's what they recommend is the green spring, but they do have the purple. Also have your yellow secondary spring right here. Here is a brand new helix with the EBS deleted. That's the engine brake system is deleted with this helix. Get rid of that engine brake. And also we have the arms, which are already weights pre-installed. They already installed the weights for you and what you want, and they give you extra magnets for the weights, and pretty much self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and put this kit together and we'll see what it does, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me what you think about it. If anybody else has done the Gilomen kit, what y'all think about it. I've read nothing but great things from it. So gonna go ahead and do this, and then I will be ordering a tune next. So, all right, guys, here we go. Hope you enjoy. All right, let's go ahead and lift the bed up. I'm gonna jack the rear end up. Take the tire off. Got the lug nuts loose. Let me go ahead and jack it up. I'm gonna get, it's a 5/16 ratchet, or socket, I mean. You're gonna take your hose off first that goes to your belt box. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna stuff it back here out of the way. Get it out of my way. Now the rest of them is, you got 5/16 bolts all the way around to take off your belt box. Guys, this is the first time this cover has been off since the factory. Let's see what we got in here. Uh-oh, got a little bit of water inside. Got a little bit of moisture inside. All right. Clutch face feels good. I only got like 600 miles on it, so be all right. First, we got to get this belt off of here. Squeeze the belt together. It should give it enough slack to come off of the secondary. Jeez. Belt doesn't look bad at all. I'm gonna use this as a spare belt. Guys, here's a little tip. You can, if you're gonna use your belt as a spare belt, or if you take it off and want to put it back on, you can write on here outside if you want, or an arrow. What I'm gonna go by, it says Polaris right here and the belt number. If I look at that, which it says Polaris right there, I'll be able to put it on the same way. If it's upside down to go to put it on, that's no. That's how I'm going to remember which way this belt goes on. We are going to use, it says in the instructions, use either 18mm or 13/16. Some of them have either or. Mine is an 18mm. So I'm going to use an 18mm socket with my impact and take that primary bolt out. Just like that. Don't lose it. All right. Now we have 6 bolts to hold the primary faceplate on. We need to remove those. Now it is under a little bit of spring tension, but I should be able to hold it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take every other bolt out completely. So I'm only fighting 3, backing it up. All right, so now I'm going to loosen all of them. And now I should be able to see how, yeah, I can do it with my, oh yeah, there's no pressure hardly at all on it. I mean, there is spring pressure, but definitely be able to hold it back. Just unscrew a little bit at a time on each one. That bolt and the last bolt right here. And here comes the primary clutch cover and spring. Just like that. All right, get an 1/8 inch Allen key and a 3/8 socket. And we are going to replace the arms. Got a little nut. There's one. I'm just going to do one at a time. We are replacing this. We're replacing this with these. We're going to go ahead and tighten these little bolts, and they're going to be 20 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, but inch-pounds. Right there. There's one. Go ahead and get the rest of them. All right, now we're going to install the new spring. I'm going with the green spring. That's what they recommend. Now, if you look on your cover, your primary cover, there's an X right here. They got a blue thing over that. This X has to go to the X on your spider. Make sure that's the same way. Put my spring on. Put the spring. I'm gonna hold it in there. Oh, there we go. Let me go ahead and get some bolts started. Sure I got good thread in there. Go ahead and get another one started there. All right. Rest of my bolts. Then it says instructions state to torque your primary cover to 9 foot-pounds. I do not have a pound-feet torque wrench that goes that low. I do have an inch-pound torque wrench that goes higher than that. So 9 times 12 is 108. So we're going to torque this to 108 inch-pounds, guys. You want to go around and slowly pull them in a little bit at a time. Make sure nothing's in a bind. Just all the way around. Keep crisscrossing, and we're gonna go across by doing this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now let's go ahead, check them all. All right, we got to do the primary bolt. Goes in here. That's going to torque to 80 foot-pounds. Cool. Ah, 80 foot-pounds right there. Whew. All right, now we're going to take the secondary off. Take the bolt out, 15mm socket. Just wiggle it back and forth, and your secondary comes off. You can go straight to the bench with it. We got the secondary clutch off of the General. We have to take these 4 torque screws out, but it is under compression. That's the helix. This is your helix and spring. There's a spring in there under compression. They sell a secondary clutch tool, but all you do is take a piece of all thread, some washers, run it through here, come here, I got a washer, another washer, and put my nut on there. Get it centered. All right. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and, you don't have to crank down a lot of pressure on it, just snug it. And this is a T25 Torx. T25 Torx to take these bolts off. I'm gonna take a little bit at a time. Get all four of them loose real quick. All right, now you got the 4 screws out from the helix. I'm gonna take 2 wrenches and I am going to slowly release the pressure from that spring on that helix. Alrighty. Nuts and washers off. Here is my old helix. Here is my old spring. And here's my secondary clutch. When I bought this clutch kit, I also bought the Boss diamond rollers to replace the square pucks going with the round pucks. So in order to knock those out, just flip it over. There's 2 roll pins. You just punch them through. Got my BFH right here. Here's the old roll pin. Turn it back over. Comes right out just like that. Here's my 2 round ones. I'll make sure I put it together the same way. There's a flat spot. I don't know if y'all can see, there's a flat spot on it. That flat spot goes up. There it is. Make sure my hole is lined up. I'm gonna put a new roll pin. Flush. All right. Punch out the other side. Flip it over. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Little persuasion. I want to look at this. Actually, I don't have much wear. It's starting to wear a little bit. Nothing bad. There's only I only have almost 600 miles, I think, on it. So, round one. Remember, flat spot up. Push it in. New roll pin. Tap on that. Okay. Thanks, sir. tap it down till it's flush. Guys, you don't have to beat hard on it. If you got to beat hard on it, there's definitely a problem. You need to stop and take a look at it. That's all soft aluminum. You gotta be careful. Now I got my rollers. Square pucks to rollers. Huge upgrade. New spring. Old spring, new spring. Huge difference. Oh, big time difference. Put the spring in. Take your little rollers. Put that in. There's an X, guys, on the new Helix. There's an X on the Gilomen Helix. If you look, there's also an X right here in your secondary. You got to make sure those are lined up. X and X. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my compression in there. All right, my holes semi-lined up. Like I said, X and X. Holes are lined up. Let's go ahead and compress this thing down. Right before I get it too tight, I want to make sure my holes are lined up, which they are not. And you have to make sure that your helix is going in straight. Pull that wrench for me. Make sure your helix is lined up in there and going in the hole straight. You don't want it cockeyed. There it goes. Uh-oh. Take your wrench off. Use the open end on it. That way we ain't got to worry about swapping it back and forth. Got it? All right. See if this will work better. Got it? Yep. You got to make sure that helix goes in there straight. All right. Before I tighten it up completely, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start these torque screws. I'm not going to crank them all the way down. I'm just going to get them down a ways. I think it'll make it easier lining the holes up. You do not want to pull this helix down with these screws. They say it is possible to bust the ears off of the helix. Getting the holes all centered up. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and finish compressing the helix spring. That's it. It's all the way down. You gotta torque these 4 torque screws to 48 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. There's one, and you go across from each other. Two. Come over to this one. Three. All right, now I'm gonna double check them. 48 inch-pounds. And all right, once you get all 4 of those torqued down, go ahead and take your spring compressor off. And it is ready to go. All right, go ahead and put the transmission in gear. Take your secondary, stick it on here. You want to turn it back and forth to get all the splines lined up. Just like that. Right in there. Install your bolt. Now you torque your bolt to 48 foot-pounds. I'm gonna take a piece of Scotch-Brite and just Scotch-Brite the surfaces. Clean them up a little bit, wipe them down, blow the belt box out, and get all that done, put the new belt on, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, primary's done. Let's do the secondary. I'll take my blower, blow everything out of the belt box. I'm using Gilomen Innovations Diamond Core belt. That's what they recommend for this clutch kit. Brand new belt. And when I put on, like I said, when I took it off, I want to make sure I can read the words. That way if I ever take the belt off, it doesn't get turned around. Put it on the primary side first. Put it on the secondary. And try to spin it. See if I can get it spun around. Belt on. A little bit of a struggle. Now it's time to put the belt box on. Line it all up. Hey guys, put the belt box cover back on. It says 50 inch-pounds. I didn't like the way that felt, so nice and snug. Snug. So right here. Done, done, done. All right, now, last thing to do is put the, I think it's dirty, intake boot on. Tighten it up. Nice and snug. That is done. And the only thing we got left is to put the wheel on it, torque those, and we will be done. Put the tire and wheel back on. All right, guys, we're gonna put the wheels on and torque them to 120 foot-pounds. And like with everything, you always torque across from each other, crisscross. All right, guys, got everything torqued, everything's installed. That is the Gilomen Innovations clutch kit with their belt. It is late tonight, so I'm gonna do the break-in period tomorrow, just because it's dark, can't see nothing outside. So I'll get up in the morning, do the break-in kit, and I will video that and let y'all know how it goes. All right, this is the next day. I was able to break my belt in properly. They say to drive 20 miles, let it rest, let it cool down, like 30 minutes or so, and then drive another 20 miles. Well, I don't have 20 miles to drive, so I just drove around a low range, low gear for a while, and let it cool off for about an hour and drove around some more. I did it a few times actually. I definitely can say that this kit made a huge difference. Number one, in reverse, you take off in reverse and there's no jerking like it used to before. Before it'd jerk you back and forth a while. You could hear the belt slap. And then taking off, I'm in low range right now. Nice and smooth. Very, very smooth. It definitely has a little bit more, I guess, acceleration punch, if you could say. It's a little quicker on the takeoff. It's a lot smoother. No belt slap whatsoever. You could hear the belt slap before. When I took my cover off, you could definitely see where the belt slap was. Let me put it in high. Nice and smooth. I just put it in high gear. Nice smooth takeoff. It's a little more quick as far as acceleration. Seat in the pants feel. Biggest thing, it's a lot smoother. So just want to say, guys, definitely worth getting the Gilomen clutch kit. This is the super clutch, I believe it was. So I will put a link in the description to it. I am not sponsored by this company. I bought this with my own money. So, and another plus is their customer service is top notch. I reached out to them a couple times with questions and stuff before I ordered it. Then after I ordered it, I had a couple questions. I reached out and the sales rep actually called me and talked to me on the phone. So, awesome people, really awesome people. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment. If anybody else has done the clutch kit, let me know. Next, I got to send my ECU in to get it tuned by them. That'll up the RPMs and low range and do a couple other things that they say they can do. So, but all right, guys. Well, hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you later.